morning, everybody. It's bright and early. See all the rain we've had? My fence is soaking wet. My beautiful dandelions have grown like 3 inches in a day. I'm gonna have to mow them, unfortunately. Lady of laughter, Lord of the shining brow, I rise up with you. I lave my soul in the everlasting waters, drop of light, drop of love. Be upon my brow, be upon my tongue, be upon my heart. May my soul be preserved from the crack of light till fall of night. I weave the censure of protection from the powers of the senses, vision of sight, sureness of smell, resonance of hearing, discrimination of taste, sensitivity of touch, clarity of speech, beauty of understanding, sharpness of instinct, empathy of heart. 9 powers about me to gird and protect me on the pathways that I walk. May the blessing of the Bright One, the brightener of mornings, be upon me and all that I love. Laughter of the running hours of mine, and the brow of brightness, may I come home in joy. Gatherer of dew, summoner of night, under the eaves of evening, under the flight of swallows, I come home to you. Weft light, warp light, looms of evening, moth flight, heart's sight, sleeps conceiving, shuttle hastening, souls retrieving. I bathe my soul in the everlasting waters, mercy of light upon my brow, mercy of life upon my tongue, mercy of love upon my heart, the mercy of mercies upon every being, from fall of night till crack of light, in the perfection of peace. Cloak of stars, mantle of night, hastener of dreams, may I be safe enfolded in the summer night. I don't often read all the poetry for the day, so I thought that would be fun. Oh, where are we today? Ah, yes. White mantra mother protects. I bring you my mantra, I bring you my protection, I bring you serenity absolute. No interference can harm you, no obstacle can deter you. No other can prevent your divine success. I empower your immediate return to the peace of mind with unconditional trust in me. I bestow this blessing through my mantra, alive and inscribed with white light, within your heart center now. You are held in my protection, and all is well and unfolding according to my grace. Be at peace. Someone or something is threatening the theft of your peace of mind. This oracle comes to protect your inner serenity and sustain your belief in your inevitable progress through the protection of the White Mantra Mother. This aspect of Kuan Yin appears when the trust in your heart or peace of mind is under threat, leaving you doubting rather than believing, and feeling insecure rather than trusting unconditionally. The protection that is conferred by the White Mantra Mother is absolute. She is known as the White because of her purity, which cannot be tainted by any degree of ignorance, clumsiness, fear, hate, or evil. It is just not possible. She has been exposed to every type of darkness possible, and still her purity of heart, willingness to forgive, and even to bless, has raised her to a level of empowered love that cannot be overcome by any force, or by trickery, by deception, or doubt. No matter how intelligent or powerful any form of darkness may seem, hers is an indwelling light that is inextinguishable, an unconditional trust, and the power of love on all levels that is unshakable. Trust in her, for she cannot be overcome. So the following prayer is in here. Kuan Yin, White Mantra Mother, protect me with your mantra. Bring it to life in my cells, within my heart and mind, to the serenity of your grace. So the serenity of your grace becomes a divine imprint etched upon my heart and mind. a sanctuary of your spirit, held within, to which I can always return. Love that. Beautiful. I like how they say it in this particular book. So it's someone or something is threatening the theft of your peace of mind, because that's, oh my gosh, that's like the best way to say it. Not very long ago, fairly recently, someone came to me and was like, I'm being psychically attacked. I went, okay, are you being psychically attacked? It's not a disbelief, it's a questioning. I always question, and I will always question. I will always question, is it a psychic attack, or is it an attachment? Is it ego? Is it fear? Is it coming from the outside? Is it coming from the inside? And sometimes it's indeed coming from the outside. And it may not be that it is a psychic attack or energetic attack. Or it could be an emotional manipulation. It could be gaslighting. It can be these behaviors that once they take hold, it is as though someone is threatening the theft of your peace of mind. Because the threat leaves you doubting rather than believing, feeling insecure rather than trusting unconditionally. And that's a big thing. Because for you to be able to feel safe, to walk and breathe and connect in with the world, you have to come back to a place of trust, right? And trusting yourself is part of the journey. There's always going to be things as you work through karma, as you work through entanglements, learning to release and trust, and know within that trust that you're connected and that you have an infinite amount of divine assistance no matter where you go. No matter where you go. And I like that this card came up. Kuan Yin is one of those goddesses, those female hierarchical deities, or ancient person that was turned into a worshipped deity, that I've always really resonated with. She is one of the ones that has, and I don't know nearly enough about her. There's a book that I've looked at getting, and I just haven't gotten it, but there is a sense of rooted groundedness in her, what she represents, and the energy that she brings to a space. There is a peace, there is it's energizing, but it's not energizing in a way that is ungrounded. I find it very interesting that a lot of these cards, she's floating in the imagery. So if you think, if a lot of the images, she's floating. Heck, even on the book, she's floating. And I get a completely non-floaty energy about her. I get a very grounded, in the body, this is a real applicable way of looking at something. And each one of these cards is very specific bringing you into my protection, bring you serenity, immediate return to a peace of mind and unconditional trust, held in protection, of unfolding according to grace. Those things are all in the body. They feel very in the body. It's not this ethereal out in the ether floaty bits stuff. It's very much in the body. Rooted and grounded in the body. And sometimes when you encounter people who are very, going back to the karma thing, like, there are things that as you work through them, the universe is going to throw you those obstacles again to make sure that you really have reviewed those things and you're working through that stuff. And when the universe does that, those experiences can make you sometimes doubt. It is a test. It is a test of the universe saying, have you gotten it? Did you really get it? Okay, I'm going to throw it at you again. Let's try this one more time. I mean, I recently experienced this. I recently went through this just the last couple years, post-COVID. Okay, post-dark time. I'm going to do my thing. It's the time. I didn't know it was going to be the time, but this is clearly the time. And I launched. I did my thing. And then I didn't really trust it. I really didn't trust that I could do it without additional bits of help. And so I got sidetracked. And in that sidetracked, I had wonderful experiences. I don't regret those experiences. I met some amazing people. Would I have met those people anyway? Maybe, maybe not. But when it came to the end of that particular job, physically and emotionally, the universe was like, okay, you say you're ready. Okay. You ready? Are you sure you're ready? Yes, I'm ready. I'm going to do it. I went, okay. Are you going to trust this time? Yes, I'm going to trust this time. Like it's, I too doubted. I too let the fear and doubt and irresoluteness of others get into my energy. I let that come in and I let that make itself a home in my mind, and it didn't belong there. What belongs in my heart and mind is following the journey and doing the work. And we all go through those things. And honestly, I feel like I go through some of these things 2 or 3 times just to make sure that I know the message really clearly so I can then teach it, because then that stuff doesn't happen again. Not one of the big lessons I've gone through in my life has ever occurred twice in the same way, right? Like, it's occurred twice, but once I get it, it doesn't ever come back. That lesson doesn't recur. Other things recur until I get those. But I also know that things have shifted, so my whole blueprint thing is different now. And I know that. So, yes, have you come to join the party? Have you come to join the party? She's so funny because she's not really like, ooh, I want to cuddle you. Like, if I hold her up like this, she doesn't really like that. I mean, she's okay with it for a minute or two, for a second or two. But she doesn't really like that. She wants to sit in your lap, but she wants to sit in your lap in her own terms. Wait, don't rub the camera. She's telling you hello. If you rub the camera, then it'll fall over. She is her own person. And we respect sentient entities in this house, don't we? We respect and we acknowledge sentient entities in this house, don't we? Spiders and bugs and gnats and grass and all the sentient entities. Because we are part of it, aren't we? So basically, the core of this is when you feel like there is something interfering and threatening your peace of mind, look at the layers of where that threat comes from. Is that something that's happened that's triggered your trauma? Okay, so is it really you? It's okay if it is. Or is it really coming from somewhere else? Is that threat coming from words and behaviors and actions of other people? And then, if it's not the actions, words of other people, is it energetic? And if it's energetic, is it coming at you from an energy, just energy, like a crackle, a discomfort, a physiological disturbance in the body? Is it coming from an emotional place that is outside of yourself? Those are all valid things. And every once in a while, there's a disturbance of the peace that comes from the earth itself. Earth is trying to tell you something. And that's another thing. And those are all valid avenues. All valid avenues. But look at yourself first, because we all have that ego, id, thing going on. And you have to be able to look at it objectively. Now, I know not everybody can, and I know that can be a lot of work to get to that place. And I respect that. I have decades of counselor work under my belt, as in not being a counselor, but being a patient. And what comes with that is understanding that there is a journey in that. There's a journey in that, and it's valuable and it's important. And there are different kinds of counseling, and there's good counselors, and there's counselors that are good for you for a little while, and then you move on and you go to a different counselor, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I am a firm believer in counseling, and I am a firm believer that everybody needs it, and you should probably be seeking people who are professionals in that, not just your friends. Because your friends, they're your friends. They can't always reflect back in an objective way that you need. And that's okay. You gotta have somebody from the outside sometimes. Have a beautiful day, my friends, and I will see you in prayer. And Astra also says good morning. Good morning. Yes. Right? You say good morning too? Do you say good morning too? Yeah.